at the Rights and Remedies course with Vuyo from the Environmental Justice Fund. Community-based organizations do powerful work, but often face challenges with strengthening their structures and finding resources. So today we have asked Vuyo to share some practical advice to help CBOs grow stronger and more sustainable. Welcome, Vuyo.
Welcome.
What is one important step CBOs can take to strengthen themselves institutionally?
I mean, they really have to first look inward to see what is it that they're sort of lacking, because all CBOs have sort of different needs, different challenges. So one of the things I always say, to strengthen yourself, you need to do a very big, thorough assessment in terms of where you think your capacity or your strengthening needs are. So I think that's really more or less the first step, to look at where you think you are really lacking, so that at least you are able to see where you need a bit of strengthening, and also who can be able to provide you with that particular strengthening that your organization at that particular time actually need to order to strengthen yourself. But I think probably the best thing normally would always be to try and have at least some strong governance sort of systems in place. Probably that should more or less be sort of your first way to try and strengthen yourself as a CBO. Good governance and good structural systems that should be in place.
Definitely. What practical advice would you give CBOs about mobilizing resources for their work?
Look, the first challenge that we probably have is that most CBOs have to look for funding from funders and people who are willing to give money. So the best practical way really is to try and identify and find them, who is willing to fund the work that they do, and try and pursue and check whether they can be able, to put in some proposals or to cultivate a relationship with those people who can be able to support the work that they do. Probably that's the most practical way would be, to try and identify and fund, but also they have to look internally as well. At least you must also be doing the work, to be quite honest. I think that's the first practical step, is they must do something first and then also try and identify who can support it.
Certainly. If you had to leave CBOs with one key piece of advice for sustaining their organizations long term, what would that be?
Try to fund more than one funder to support the work that you do, and also try to create as many and as meaningful and strategic partnership with different other organizations who can also be able to chip in where you think you need to. But also, like I've said earlier on, also do have a bit of stronger governance systems in place. I think those will will ensure a bit of sustainability for your organizations going forward.
Certainly.
So probably those would be the key advices that I would leave for them.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today. We've enjoyed your session. It was very insightful, and I know the Rights and Remedies participants really have received a lot of useful information. Thank you.
It was a pleasure hosting us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Finally. Now, if you like